let's move on now to the Dallas Cowboys offseason recap. But before we get into that, if you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Tyler and I are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the NFL draft. So if you could help us reach that goal, that'd be very much appreciated. And if we've already hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, we are trying to get to 2,000 as quickly as possible. So if you could help us reach that, that would also be very much appreciated. All right, Tyler, let's get into it. Dallas Cowboys, a few big trade additions this offseason, also coupled with a few upset Cowboys fans by the Ezekiel Elliott situation handling. All in all, how do you think this offseason has played out for the Dallas Cowboys?
I think if you're a Cowboys fan, and you can objectively look at it and be like, I think that it was a pretty solid offseason so far. They're immediately addressing needs that they needed to bolster both sides of the ball. Getting Brandin Cooks, CD Lamb needs a more consistent running mate to go across from him, and Michael Gallup still coming back from that ACL injury and was inconsistent. And Noah Brown also has left as well. He went to the Texans. And so I think huge upgrade because they're definitely in a win now mode. Then you go and trade for Stephan GIlmore to go across from Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
And I like both those moves, and they really didn't give up that much for him. And I think they actually almost just exchanged picks. I think they also, when the receiving player came over, they also got like a 5th or 6th round pick. And I think they just sent that back over to the other team. I need to go back and double check. But either way, though, if I'm incorrect, it's still only a 5th or 6th round pick for a star player that can win right now. And that, to me, looking at it, I think that this team got better. And also then getting rid of Zeke. I know he's a fan favorite, but Zeke, he was past his prime. He was just past his prime. And so Tony Pollard's going to be the guy moving forward. And also potential like that they will address running back also in this draft as well.
They actually brought in Ronald Jones from the Chiefs as well as a depth piece. So rotation running back. I do want to address the Zeke situation. So Zeke is 27, and he's been in the league now for 5 years, 6 years. I can't quite remember, but running backs that have that style of Zeke, that one cut downhill running back, don't tend to have that longevity in their career. And you could, I think, in my opinion, really start to see the drop off in his physicality and play this past season. And then also I think you compare it to Tony Pollard, who is more of a true 3-down back to begin with. I think the Cowboys organization might have been like, okay, maybe we need to shift how we view this running back position a little bit. So I get why fans are upset because he is a fan favorite, but sometimes these moves are for the better.
He just lost a step, and they saved a lot of cap space, and you can go and get a goal line zone guy for a lot less money. That's really what you're looking for. And so, but those were essentially offensively or overall, those were some of the main additions, actually, I would say, or key signings. They re-signed some key players such as Donovan Wilson and also Leighton Vander Esch as well at the linebacker position.
Terrence Steele also.
And Terrence Steele as well. My apologies. So moving on, though, then to kind of what some of their losses are. They did lose Connor McGovern to the Bills, and Dalton Schultz also went to the Texans. The offensive line position at Connor McGovern, that's one I think that they will want to replace and want to address because just like with how this offense runs with Dak Prescott, you need to have a good offensive line. And they want to be very quick, very shifty, and replacing him is going to be important. I think losing Dalton Schultz is nowhere near as important. They already had Peyton Hendershot, and then they had another tight end there, and he's easily replaceable. Jake Ferguson, that's it.
Yeah. And then I also think you look at this tight end class. They drafted tight ends well last year. Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson were both rookies. And I like that they can set themselves up to take a 3rd, 4th round pick on a tight end in this class. And I think you'll get a really solid one. So I think they've set themselves up really well. I love this Brandin Cooks edition. Yeah. So this was something that we had talked about with them in the draft at 26, I believe. And getting a speedy outside wide receiver to take the top off this defense, I think, is going to open up the middle of the field for CeeDee Lamb and this tight end group. And Brandin Cooks. So Brandin Cooks has 40 catches in the last 3 or 4 seasons over 50 yards. Or no, over 40 yards. The only receiver to beat him is Tyreek Hill with 42. And it's like, okay, this guy is going on his 5th team in 8 years. And he's almost been 1,000-yard receiver every season he's played a full season. And I just it's a fantastic signing. And I'm going to laugh when everybody's like, oh, Brandin Cooks is a really solid receiver. And it's like, yeah, he's been a really solid receiver since he was drafted.
Yeah.
He's just been on some not so great teams the last few years. So
yeah,
I really like that signing. Stephan GIlmore, also a really great signing. I think he fits perfectly in this Dan Campbell defense. They want to play aggressive. They want to have corners close to line of scrimmage. There's not a lot of guys that are better in the league right now than Stephan GIlmore at that. So
now it makes it too, because also if you look at their division and who they're going to end up having to beat, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. You have AJ Brown and then Devontae Smith on the other side. And so Trevor Diggs can lock down one, but then the other guy seemed like he was roaming free. I think it was which game was it? Was the Gardner Minshew game where I think Devontae Smith went off, but AJ Brown didn't have much of a game. Yeah. I think it's Trayvon Diggs was just covering him all day. Yeah. But Devontae Smith just had an absolute game because no one else could cover him.
Yeah, so, and I don't know if Stephan GIlmore is quite the matchup you want on Devontae Smith, but if you want a guy, and granted with this pass rush, it might be all you need, but if you want a guy that's going to throw a wide receiver off a route and then mess up timing, that's your guy. That's who you want. So,
so great additions. I do like it, aggressive, and they gave up very little for it. And it's not even one I think that's going to break the bank. I mean, just because it was just 1 5th or 6th round pick, and so it's or 2, I guess I should say. But now, kind of with these additions, Ryan, what do you think that's Dallas's goal and game plan is going to be going into their first overall pick here at 26?
So at 26, I think they've, like the other 2 teams we've talked about in this division, I think they've set themselves up very well to take the best player available. There's going to be a wide variety of guys there. I think this is where Jack Campbell really comes into play, the linebacker. I know they just re-signed Leighton Vander Esch, but they still kind of need some middle linebacker help. And then safety, I'm not sure at 26 if safety is really where you want to go, but unless Brian Branch falls that far, which I very highly doubt. And then I think you look at interior offensive linemen. If Osiris Torrance is there, I'd be very surprised. And then you can also add another weapon. Like there's a lot of different ways they could go, and it's really kind of hard to pin down one guy that I think would fit really, really well. So
it's going to be interesting where they go. I know there's a lot of talk, and also it's Jerry Jones as well. And this is when I heard this theory, and I could absolutely see this happening. But I also do think like Bijan Robinson, I think could potentially fall right here. He'll probably be available at 26 just because of the running back position. And you get him for a 5th year. I think you can pair him up with Tony Pollard as well. And Tony Pollard, I think, has 2 more. No, he just re-signed.
No, he's on a franchise.
How long? Oh, okay. So it's just 1 year.
Did he get extended, or did he just sign the franchise?
Sign non-exclusive franchise tag is what the NFL free agency tracker is saying. Okay. So you just have him for 1 year. And then he can maybe learn to kind of get his feet wet. And then after that, then you can hand him the reins. And maybe Tony Pollard can go somewhere else. Or you can re-sign Tony Pollard and have a 2-back tandem. But Bijan Robinson, I think, with the additions of Brandin Cooks now, you still have Michael Gallup also. And you have the solid tight end system that you have right now. I think that offense would be close to being complete, especially if there's not an interior offensive lineman that is available.
No, and there's a lot of different ways that I think that they could really go. And if Bijan's there, I don't know if he will be, but I think that would be a fantastic fit.
Yeah.
He's an upgrade over Ezekiel Elliott no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So, come April 27th, if Bijan is there at 26, I actually really do like that pick.
It's such a crapshoot now with running backs on who's going to be. The game's changed so much to where you can go have a Tyler Algier drafted in the 5th round, as a 1,000-yard running back his rookie year. So we have honestly no idea, absolutely no idea on where these teams are going to value. It's just funny. It's just being from Austin, Jerry Jones, likes staying in state, and so it just feels like it would just be one of those story fits. But it can go any different direction here.
No, definitely. So I like what they've done. They're going to be right up there with the Eagles, I think, competing for this division title again. So let's go ahead and wrap up the Cowboys offseason recap there. Let us know down in the comments what you think the Cowboys should do at pick 26. And while you're there, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Help Tyler and I reach our goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers by the NFL draft.